Hey guys, welcome to the Gootz cast. We're doing this on Saturday, the May 30th. We couldn't get to this last night. We were too busy protesting. No, we weren't, but
Yeah,
we just couldn't do it. Um, it's your Smackdown Post-Show, a day late, but better late than never. Hey,
yeah.
Andrew Lee, how are you?
I'm all right. I'm all right. And technically, we're not a full day late, just a few hours, really, if you think
Yeah,
about
a few hours late from
it. Yeah, half a day. Half a day.
SmackDown. I
Yeah,
thought this was the worst SmackDown since the shutdown.
I
Just
disagree. I
really.
disagree. I really like this SmackDown. Yeah, I really liked it.
I didn't like it. I'll tell you, I didn't like. And we'll start with your recap.
Okay, yeah, we'll go over the recap and then we'll start. By the way, this does not start like your traditional SmackDown. You
No,
get the opening graphic, and then it comes in. It looks like a reporting scene, a reporter reporting on an accident scene. We get Elias. You see Elias laying on the street. They're attending to him. He's injured. They go to this car that's crashed, and then they find the cops not using any gloves. Opens
or
up
masks.
Yeah, opens up a liquor bottle that's in there, smells the liquor, um, finds it's a rental car, finds the paperwork that says it's a rental car for Jeff Hardy. Then they start interviewing Kayla starts interviewing. By the way, they don't get real reporters; they get WB reporters to interview Braun Strowman. Braun's describing what he happened. He tells that the driver fled the scene of the crime. He doesn't know what Jeff Hardy looks like. Obviously, how can you not tell that it's somebody you know? And then they find someone. The cameras go. They find Jeff Hardy laying on the ground. The referees are there. You get Jamie Noble and I don't know if you noticed Jason Jordan
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah,
as a producer trying to help him up. The cops arrest him for I guessing drunk driving, and then
with
he
no proof.
with no proof.
Those
Um,
four cops killed that George guy. Full proof. Only one's been arrested. Jeff Hardy. No real proof. Just gets arrested.
so it's been a bad week of bad policing. I'll tell you that.
Fucking. They racially profiled Jeff Hardy, I guess.
Yeah, there's just like terrible policing this whole week. And then Elias gets put into he's on a stretcher. He gets put in an ambulance. Jeff Hardy's he's like, oh, calling out Elias's name. He gets put in the cop car, and this is how we start the show. You said you didn't like this, right?
No, I hated it. I fucking
Why?
hated it. Number one, you're playing off Jeff Hardy's real life issues, which I think are stupid. I don't like that because he has problems. He's probably still struggling with them. And I think that's dumb to do that. Number two, you're going through all these lengths to make this like a realistic angle. Like, oh my god, this is so realistic. But meanwhile, none of the cops are wearing face masks. None of the EMTs. The EMTs are not wearing face masks. So the
Yeah.
whole time, I'm just reminded that Vince McMahon lives in a fantasy world. Nothing about this. I'm completely I think they can't acknowledge Corona because then it's going to ruin the show or something. But by not acknowledging Corona, all you're doing is acknowledging it more. So it's no longer realistic. It's no longer like, oh, is this really? First of all, I know it's not really happening, but you're not even trying. So when you don't have people dressed for COVID, you've completely taken me out of this whole fucking thing. And I just think it's stupid to do this. I'd rather just see Jeff Hardy wrestle Daniel Bryan and Elias wrestle AJ Styles. I don't need, I just don't want to, I just don't like them using these issues of Jeff Hardy for a storyline because I think he's not over them yet. So
I actually like this. I'll tell you why I liked it. Number one, it's different. You're finally doing something different, not using the same formula,
mhm.
same. There's tournaments everywhere. This changes everything up. It it was it was it was so different of a start to SmackDown that you can't help but be compelled. What's going on? What is this? Second of all, I do not give a shit about Jeff Hardy. He is an adult. He's been doing this countless amounts of times. He's gotten countless amounts of help. If he drinking and driving is so irresponsible because you are putting other people's lives at risk. It's the equivalent of you going out there not wearing a face
But
mask.
that's why
Because
I don't think he should be participating in an angle where he downplays it.
no, I think it needs to be a point of like I don't care if they're mocking him about this because how many times
But
is he gonna when Samoa Joe was doing that thing where he's at a bar and he's that angle he did with Jeff Hardy about when he used to be at a bar and everything and he was like, hey, what about you, Jeff? Drinking problem? You want to drink and stuff? How come that's fine and this is not? It's the same
Well, I don't
thing.
remember that. I was really watching. I don't.
Oh,
But well, I also don't think it's fine because the cops aren't dressed for it, and it just takes me out of it.
okay. Now, was it done the best way? Like as far as like excellent, like it wasn't produced the best way, obviously, but this is crappy WB producing. It's not real, like real. They're not real TV show. They're not a real movie studio. They don't know how to produce things correctly. But I thought this was a fine way to start the show. I
I don't
don't.
know. I just feel like
Jeff Hardy should be ashamed of himself. He's an adult and you're constantly just still happening. Like
I know, but that's why I don't think it should be an angle. I think if you did like, and I know what the storyline's going to be. Sheamus drugged him. That's what's we're gonna find out. Clearly, at the end of the episode, that's what they're implying. And it's probably gonna be the hacker who's gonna reveal it, that Sheamus like drugged his coffee or something.
yeah.
But at the same time, I would have rather you do this with someone who does it like it would have been more shocking if like Daniel Bryan was the one who like could barely talk and he's slurring his words, because then it's like, what's going on? Because
here's the thing. This also opens up a lot of things. I'm curious to see what this dynamic with Elias is going to be with this. I think they might do a whole weird like switcheroo thing, and it's not like Jeff Hardy thinks it's Sheamus, but it's not Sheamus.
Well, I think what's going to happen is the hacker is going to reveal who it is, and it's going to be like this shock.
Oh, the GTV guy, right?
Yeah, the hacker knows who it is.
Similar to what happened with remember Mandy Rose and Otis, how we did not know Sonya Deville was out of nowhere. They might do something like this. So
it could either be, you know what, it might be Daniel Bryan or AJ Styles who drugged him.
Because you know what,
and then they turn.
Sheamus is such he's like too obvious. It's too obvious.
And Sheamus isn't that smart.
Yeah. Sheamus is not that smart. It's too obvious. So I think like everyone's gonna be looking at him, and Jeff's gonna be going after him, and then it's gonna be something else. I like this. I like the way they open this.
I didn't like it.
Thing. Right after this, we get a segment where all like the locker room is in the back, and they're having a meeting about what happened. Adam Pearce, the producer, I thought he was super tall. He was just standing on something. He gives an update on what's happening. He was like, "Oh, Elias is now out of the tournament. He got injured, and Jeff Hardy has also got arrested, so he's out. He's out." AJ Styles is happy. He's like, "I'll just take a bye and I'll just go straight to the finals." Him versus Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan's like, "No, I want to compete. I think someone else should get an opportunity." They decide. All the wrestlers are bickering back and forth. I thought the funniest line was when Dolph Ziggler, he could not tell if it was Jimmy or Jay Uso. It was one of the Usos.
I like that. That was
Jimmy,
the best
Jay
part.
Yeah, that was really funny. They decide they're going to do a battle royal with all those guys in the battle royal, and winner gets to not go to the finals, but face Daniel Bryan later that night, and the winner of that goes to the finals. I think they're not going to fight later tonight, I think, or something like that. Anyway.
Right now, they're going to have battle royal right now.
Yeah, and then going to go to the finals for 2 weeks from now against AJ Styles. And as soon as everybody walks away, it's only AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan left. Daniel Bryan has to face someone. AJ is going straight to the finals, and AJ looks at him and goes, "You really are an idiot," and walks away. I thought this was a fantastic segment. What did you think about this?
I didn't like it either.
What? Why not?
I just don't like this storyline. I don't like this storyline. I'm tired of battle royals. I don't need a battle royal after the fucking one on AEW this week. And
this was better than that one.
Jesus, I'm the one defending AEW now.
I know, right?
I was like, it's stupid. I don't know. I just think it's stupid. Especially the other thing too is like the timing of this, like with the George guy and the cops. And now you have a guy get arrested. I don't know. It's just like bad timing for this shit. I think it's stupid.
I mean, it's bad timing for a lot of things. I mean, someone recently, but what do you call it? I'm just looking at this segment. In this segment, I liked it because you had one segment where you showed
the one thing I liked about this is that some of these characters actually talk and they haven't talked.
Exactly. That's what I liked about this. I'm just judging it based on this segment alone. This segment was a great way to further the storyline of what's going to happen later tonight, but also you gave a lot of time for different wrestlers to get their personalities over. You had Drew Gulak back. You had one of the Usos saying, "I know I'm a tag team," and I think Jimmy's out, but I want to compete. I want a shot. Yeah. And you had Dolph Ziggler being funny. You had AJ Styles' character really showing that how he's just like, dude, I'm not a sucker. I want to go. I'm not a team player. I don't care about these guys. And Daniel Bryan's kind of like no, everyone gets a fair shot. You know, they're pointing out how Corbin and what do you call it? What's his name? Sheamus had lost before. Why did they get another shot? I like this. I really thought it was a great way to get not only advance your storylines, but give a lot of people a voice. So I like this as a segment.
Okay, let's move on.
This leads to our first match, the Battle Royal. It's a 10-man Battle Royal, which I think made it more bearable than other Battle Royals because there wasn't enough guys. There wasn't a lot of guys, so you could actually see what's happening. But we have 10 guys in there, and the order of eliminations goes Lince Dorado's out first, then Drew Gulak. Welcome back, man. You're out second. And Grand Metalik is out third. Then you have Dolph Ziggler going out fourth. Baron Corbin out fifth. So 6 is Cesaro. He gets eliminated. So now you got Nakamura, who gets eliminated next. Then it's I'm gonna just call him Chad Gable. I refuse to call him by his slave name.
Shorty
It's
G.
Chad Gable. Chad Gable gets. By the way, Chad Gable, he had tossed out Cesaro and Nakamura, and then when the referees weren't looking because Nakamura was complaining outside the ring, Cesaro sneaks back in and tosses Gable out, and the refs only see Gable get tossed out, but Cesaro was already eliminated. He's the one who got rid of Gable. So now you're down to 2. Jey Uso and Sheamus. Jey Uso gets knocked out, so Sheamus wins the Battle Royal. This is a fun Battle Royal because there's only 10 guys in it, so it's very easy to follow the action of what was happening. I think from now on, if anyone's having a Battle Royal, I think that's it. Just have 10 men. Don't have more than that. It's just too many people in the ring. You can't understand what's going on. What'd you think?
It was all right. The action was all right. I just got annoyed with Sheamus won. I kind of was hoping the Uso would win because that'd be different. I mean, I get why Sheamus won't get started. I'm just so sick of Sheamus. I really am. I'm gonna
be honest with you. I agree with you there. When it was down to Jey Uso and Sheamus. Actually, when it was down to like the final 4 or 5, I was like, man, I would love it if it's anybody but Sheamus. He already was in this tournament. He already lost. I would love it. I
know.
Like, can you imagine Chad Gable and Daniel Bryan having a match? That would have been great. You know, but yeah, Sheamus wins. But I get what he did. Yeah.
Yeah, I just am tired of Sheamus, and when he won, I was like, oh God, here we go. Same, like, you know, I'm over Sheamus and Daniel Bryan. They've been trying to have Sheamus like beat Daniel Bryan once and for all for like 6 years now. They've been trying to go back.
I know,
and it's just like I don't need to see Sheamus beat Daniel Bryan. Sheamus was old and boring in 2012, and it's 2020. And they're still like, oh, yeah, we're going to have Sheamus, like, defeat Daniel Bryan, and we'll just all move on.
That's the thing with WWE. One of the things that they do is they just love milking the shit out of things. That's all they do is milk things. And it's just like, dude, you got to learn how to move on. But I will admit, starting from this episode, looks like they're starting to move on to different things, which I have enjoyed. But I thought this was a fun Battle Royal. And after this, we get 2 backstage segments. One with Sonya Deville cutting a promo on blondes, and she has a match tonight with another blonde, with a different blonde than Mandy Rose, Lacey Evans. Unbeknownst to Sonya, Lacey Evans is right behind her, watching her talk crap about blondes. She knocks down Sonya, and looks like they're ready for the match. Come back from commercial break, and Chad Gable confronts Cesaro and Nakamura. And Cesaro was great in this backstage. Like, his promo was clear. He was really just like, you know, talking down to Gable, like making him viewing him as a non-threat. Gable hits him and he goes, I want a match with you tonight. And the best part was Nakamura just standing there, like, smiling, like, you know, just doing like a real evil, like, sinister smile, just like being excited about this whole thing, you know, without helping Cesaro. I like both segments. What'd you think?
I like both of them. I like Sonya Deville's promo.
Yeah.
And I liked whatchamacallit. I liked Cesaro's promo. Yeah, I like both. Yeah,
Cesaro came off looking like a really good heel. I was like, he's clear. You understand what he's saying. He's a dick. And just having that creepy Asian guy smiling, you know, as his pal, I just thought was even better.
Yeah, no, they were both good promos. One second. But yeah, Cesaro, I was good to see Cesaro have promo time again.
Yeah. And this leads to our second match. We got Lacey Evans versus Sonya Deville. Some good. They try to do some mat work in the beginning where they show off their amateur wrestling skills. I like that they came off in a stalemate. Sonya hits Lacey with this vicious-looking forearm to the face. You saw that, knocked her down real hard. A lot of good trash talking, and ends up in a double count out. There's even a moment where Lacey grabs Sonya and throws her into the corner of the announce table. That looked sick. Lacey comes back into the ring. She wants more action. Sonya walks away like a cowardly heel. But this is not over between the two. I really like this. I thought both looked great, and I'm glad Sonya Deville's moving on to a new storyline. I'm glad Lacey Evans moving on to a different feud as well. And they had good chemistry. I can't wait to see another match with these two. What do you think?
Yeah, it was definitely the most interesting Lacey Evans match I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Because most of her matches fucking stink. Yeah, it was all right. It wasn't that bad. Sonya Deville is being considered to replace Ruby Rose as Batwoman because she left the show. Ruby Rose.
Batwoman's I'm guessing is a show on CW.
Yeah.
It's in that DC universe where like Supergirl and stuff like
that, right? It's the CW universe, yeah, which is basically the main DC universe because Crisis connected everything. So the movies are now connected to the CW shows because of Crisis.
I mean, even if she gets it, they can't film it.
No, I know, but if she gets it, that's probably it for WWE. But I hope she gets it. She's a good actress, and
I hope she gets it, but still maintain some kind of.
That's not gonna happen.
If she gets it, it's only gonna bring her even higher.
I know she's not gonna be able to do SmackDown. It's live. It's SmackDown's live every week. It's a 22 episode season on the CW, so like they film every day.
Yeah, but she's gonna film that. They can't film that. It's not all year round. They film that.
Well, I mean, yes, in the summer she could be around for like 2 months, but like, what is she supposed to do? Never have a day off? She's literally gonna be like. I mean, it's better for her. Listen, being Batwoman is way better for her than this shit. So
no, and of course, yeah, and I hope she gets it. It's just like
she's a better that Batwoman show was horrible the first season. So she's already a better actress than anyone on that fucking show. So.
Yeah, it would just be sad to lose her because she's such a good talent. Sonya Deville is hands down one of the few reasons to watch SmackDown. So it would be a shame to lose her, but good for her. But you know what? Even if she gets it, they can't film it right now, so that's fine. Well, we got to hold on to her as long as possible.
What I would do is, if because they have to recast, I would have the Katie, whatever whatever the character be mysteriously killed. You don't know who it is, and whoever replaces her, whether it's Sonya Deville, another actress, have her be Barbara Gordon, and become the new Batwoman.
Okay, yeah, possibly. Yeah. I'll tell you one thing. I would like to see, obviously Sonya Deville and Lacey Evans are going to have another match. I'm assuming Sonya wins the next one. It's a kind of heelish way, which sets up another match between them. I'm fine with this. I think they can both work together. They're both intense. I like that. So looking forward to this new feud, finally, away from Mandy Rose. Then we get a Forgotten Sons promo. We've had this the third one. Before the first time we had Jackson Riker speaking. Mm-hmm. Then we had Steve Cutler speaking. I was like, oof, that one was rough. This time it was Wesley Blake speaking, and you can clearly tell that he's reading. You can see his eyes darting back and forth. Because he's got beady little eyes, so you can like kind of see his eyes. This was stupid. Just have Jackson Riker talk for the both of them. You don't need this guy speaking. They need to start wrestling. Stop doing these little promos. They need to start wrestling.
Yeah, Jackson Riker is the only one with any personality, and they just need to get him in the ring. I don't know.
Forgotten Sons, they could tell they're talking in the ring. They're great in the ring. Keep them in the ring. Then we're gonna have Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. You see them backstage with New Day because they're gonna be the guests on Moment of Bliss. Mm-hmm. You have Moment of Bliss where New Day, they are presented a gift of Scottish pancakes from Nikki Cross. Which was a better food gift this week? Was it the chopped cheese or was it the Scottish pancakes?
Pancakes. Fuck chopped cheese. Why would I?
You don't like chopped cheese? Oh, I haven't had one in a while. This is a nothing This is basically a nothing moment. I believe New Day did have Shad armbands.
Yeah, which is nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
and
nothing. I'm so sick of the New Day. I'm so fucking sick of them.
yeah, you got to break. They should have broke them up 2 years ago. But this nothing segment is interrupted by Sasha Banks and Bailey.
And got
And
100 times better.
you know what? You could have done this without New Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why they weren't in. I don't know. Maybe you should have put them in the Battle Royal or something. You did not need them in this.
This is my thing. Kofi Kingston just doesn't give a shit anymore. That's my reason. It's like that's the only thing that justifies his character seemingly not wanting any more opportunities, just happy being a tag team champion. Like now, you know,
He's a new Dolph Ziggler.
He is just
former champion that you forget, that they want you to forget as a former champion, basically.
Oh my God! It's just I'm just so sick of they don't do anything, and they utterly ruined Kofi Kingston by him not caring that he lost the world title. How do you not care about that?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It's like Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler is a former champion, and he is more interested in going for the Intercontinental title. They made you.
And Kofi doesn't even care about the Intercontinental title.
No, he only cares about tag team. It's just like that's what they want you to do. It's like they gave him the moment in the sun. They want everyone to forget about it ever happened. And you know what? If I was a wrestler, and I was given that opportunity where I was a champion, like a world champion, and be like, but now in the biggest, let's be honest, the biggest wrestling company in the entire world, and now they're like relegating me down to my secondary, third row. I think I would be okay with it. I'd be like, yeah, I'm getting paid good money. I
wouldn't, because so many world champions, like you look at a lot of people want to become world champion. They're not the same. And, they might not be involved in the top story, but they're always treated differently. Well, Yokozuna, let's use him, even though, like, he had some storylines where he's, like, teaming with Owen Hart, it was portrayed as a big deal. Like everything that Yokozuna did was portrayed as a big deal. It wasn't like Yokozuna would just walk out and lose to, like, Duke the Dumpster Droese. And the same thing with a lot of other people who were world champions. Once you're a world champion on a different level. And I feel like, Jack Swagger, they like ignored it. The Miz, they ignored
Jack Swagger, yeah.
Yeah, but that kind of hurts.
Headlined WrestleMania too.
Yeah, that kind of hurts the character. Doesn't it? Like it kind of like you never want to take him seriously again. And I feel like
that's not their decision. That's Junior's.
I know, but I wouldn't be happy with that because I feel like that does more damage to you than not having the belt at all. I don't know.
So if you were a wrestler, right? Let's hypothetically, you're a wrestler and you work for WWE, you work for Junior, and he.
So let me ask you this.
Well, finish.
Let me propose this situation to you.
Mm-hmm.
So in 1996, Shawn Michaels wins the belt, and Vince goes up to Shawn Michaels, "Hey, you're gonna hold the belt. You're gonna lose it to Vader at SummerSlam, and then in September we're gonna make you a rocker again with Marty Jannetty, and you're gonna go back down the card." Do you think Shawn Michaels is gonna be like, "Oh, that's fucking great"?
No, but times have changed. What things that were important back then is no longer important now. Junior, he's just dumb. He just like he's old.
I also think it's Kofi's fault. Kofi should have upped his ante when he was the champion. He probably should have stopped walking out with pancakes.
Well, let me ask you a question. If you were a wrestler and you're working for Vince, for Junior, and then he makes you champion, and then he wants you, he starts going like, all right, you had your moment in the sun. Now I want you back in the tags. What would you personally do? Would you be like, no? Because if you say no, then basically you have to.
Well, I would be like, I wanted my character to be upset that he lost the fucking title. He shouldn't just, like, the next week, I shouldn't be like, I don't know. My character's thing was I did the Irish jig. I don't want to go fucking dance the Irish jig next week.
Yeah, but then he goes, well, too bad. I'm writing the storyline, not you.
Well, I would complain every week.
Then I'd be like, then we're going to sit your ass home.
No, because I think people that complain got their way. I think some people who didn't just sit with it. Look, even when Daniel Bryan hasn't had the belt, he's portrayed as a serious threat still to this day.
When storylines happen, I don't blame the wrestlers because
I'm just saying that when you level up, when you win the belt at WrestleMania, you're supposed to be held to a different standard, a different league, and Kofi's the only one who's been brought down to look like an idiot.
No, a lot of people. You
okay, let's go through. Let's start with Yokozuna. Yokozuna, different level. Bret Hart, different level. Okay, WrestleMania, Diesel.
We're not talking about back then. I'm talking about.
I'm going to go get to present day. The people who have won the belt, at Mania. Okay, Shawn Michaels, different level. Undertaker won at 13, different level. Stone Cold at 14, different level. 15 was Stone Cold. 16 was Triple H, different level. He won the belt at 16. Let's go 18, Triple H again. 19, Brock Lesnar, different level. 20, Chris Benoit. He was treated at a different level until he murdered his whole family.
Yeah, but you know what the problem with this is?
But we're getting closer to modern day. Hold on.
You're trying to use logic to argue Junior.
But hold on. 21. I'm gonna keep it 21. Batista, John Cena. Now they're at a different level. Rey Mysterio, treated like a legend now, different level. 22. 23. Okay, it was Batista and Cena again. Who cares? 24. Randy Orton, different level. Edge was wrestling Undertaker, different level. 25. Big Show was in the 25. Yeah, different level. Big Show's treated like a big deal. We get to 26. Jericho's in the world title match. Batista, Cena, Edge, all different level guys. 27. Miz won at Mania. Okay, treated like shit. That's one. And now he's a fucking scrub. That's one. That's one that went that way. Now we get to 28. CM Punk, if he comes back, he can be treated like he's at a different level. We get to 29. It's Jack Swagger, The Rock. Jack Swagger challenged at Mania, lost. He's treated like, so that's two. We got Miz and Jack Swagger treated like. So then with Daniel Bryan at the next Mania, different level. Roman Reigns challenged at 31, and Seth Rollins won. They're both treated like they're at a different level. 32, Roman again.
What is your point?
Different level. I'm just saying that majority of the people that win the belt at Mania are held to a higher standard, and Kofi Kingston is treated like a fucking idiot, and it's stupid. And I don't think Kofi should say something.
Number one, I never disagree with you on this. Mm-hmm. Number two, I don't think it's fair to blame Kofi for this. He doesn't run the company.
No, I know, but like you could speak up, be like, why?
How do you know he's not speaking up?
But nobody else had an extended push as the champion, and then just went back to being a scrub.
How do you know he doesn't speak up? We don't know this. We don't know he doesn't speak up. Why? Because Meltzer doesn't report on it. How do we know?
I don't care about him anymore. I don't care about his segments anymore.
Yeah. But I don't think that's his fault.
He's proven that he doesn't. The character has proven he doesn't care about what he does. So why should I care when this guy's on my camera? Why should I care what the New Day does?
Well, I think as far as New Day, I think that gimmick is done. It's boring. It's done. It's way past his prime. Now, number two, we don't know if Kofi is satisfied. The wrestler who portrays the character of Kofi Kingston. I don't know if he is satisfied with this or not. That was my whole point. It was like maybe he is a wrestler who's like, yeah, I got to be on top. I'm okay with whatever. How many wrestlers never get a chance to be world?
I get it, but like everyone who has been given that opportunity rose to a different level, not this guy. I also think it's part of his fault.
Not everybody.
I also think it's part of his fault because I think once he won the title, he should have broke away from New Day, and I think he kind of, I think they wanted to break up New Day and they said no, and I think that was a mistake. So they did speak up. They didn't want to break up New Day.
Then I don't blame. I never blame the wrestler. I don't think this is because they're not the ones who write. They're not the ones with the pen.
I just think he should have taken a page from Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart's book that when you're in a tag team and then you win the world title, you're presented differently. And Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels embraced that, and this guy didn't. He didn't up his ante. So whatever. Anyway, let's move on.
I don't work backstage. I don't know what happened, so I can't.
Okay, I'm just telling you that I fucking hate Kofi Kingston, and I think he sucks now.
That's
all right.
All right. End. So we go to match number 3: Sasha Banks versus Alexa Bliss. This is a fun match. I think these two always have good chemistry.
You know why? Because they actually don't like each other. So
I know. There needs to be. I know everybody's more friends now than it used to be in the past, but man, when people don't like each other, it just comes off better in the ring, and you can tell like they're trying to be professional, but they can tell there's a little bit more like energy involved. The finish comes when Alexa Bliss goes up on top to hit her Twisted Bliss. Nikki and Bayley kind of get on the apron. They were doing commentary, and Nikki actually ends up tripping up Alexa Bliss. She falls. Sasha Banks hits her with some kind of rolling cover, and Sasha Banks wins. By the way, it should be noted that Sasha Banks originally didn't even want this match. Bayley just volunteered her. So there looks like in this match they were trying to plant seeds of separation between not just Sasha Banks and Bayley, but also Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, because Nikki's the one who cost her this match. What'd you think about this match?
So I liked it a lot. Here's the deal with Sasha Banks. I really like what they're doing with Sasha. I really like Sasha right now. They were supposedly Sasha and Bayley are supposed to have their big match at SummerSlam because it's going to be in Boston, and now they might delay
SummerSlam?
August. But now they might delay it because they got to stop delaying it, because they really need to put Sasha back as the boss.
Yes.
And enough, like I know it's like the waiting for, but anyway, let me just show you. There was this photo was put on Twitter, and I thought this photo was like really hot of these two girls. That's actually a pretty hot photo, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
looks like Alexa's gonna eat her pussy. So.
All right.
What?
I mean, that's fine. I'm not into that stuff. Yeah.
You know why it's hotter? Because they don't like each other. So when they're in a sexually compromised position, it's like sexual.
Yeah. They need, when you watch old NXT, Sasha Banks is like killer. She's a killer, and they have domesticated her to an ungodly level.
I kind of like that like she's like beaten, like she's like kind of like subs. Because if you do a video package, Sasha Banks like would just berate Bayley in the old days. Like she was just a bully, and now like she's subservient to her. I like that, but I want to see Sasha now come back and become the old Sasha, because I think that's where the money is.
Yeah, I think especially now that you lose Becky Lynch, you need the old guard to be the top level as these younger female superstars come up. Do
you remember like what Sasha Banks came out at one of the takeovers, and like they had these guys like open this car door for her?
Yeah,
and like she walked out with like these guys like flanking her. That they got to bring that Sasha back. I think that Sasha could replace Becky as the top woman for at least the next for next 2 years. I would try to get Sasha positioned as the top woman in the company, not Charlotte.
I agree. It's not Charlotte. I think Sasha has the ability to be that Becky Lynch level, but they have to get behind her. That's the only way. Have to get
the only reason I could see, and this is when I stopped believing, like back you can't tell now because now she's always like has her head down when she comes out, but in the old days when Sasha was going to lose, you could always tell she was going to lose or do something she didn't like, because her like little pre-match like thing with her hands, she would half-ass it if she was going to like lose. You could always tell like she wasn't like, and like Austin. When Austin didn't like an angle, you didn't know. He would come out and still do his whole thing. Yeah. Like Austin didn't like drag his feet if he was walking out and he didn't like the outcome of a match.
You know why they'll never get fully behind her?
Because she's black.
Junior is secretly racist.
Yeah. Isn't she half black?
Yeah, but
I think also people are mad at her that she's married to a nerd. I think.
Yeah, because he'll put the title on someone who's on a black athlete or an Asian athlete because he knows like, I got to do that, but he never gets fully behind them.
He got fully behind Bobby Lashley. I mean, they got behind Bobby Lashley. I thought, oh my God, we're gonna deal with this fucking guy for the next 20 years as like the champion. He really got behind Bobby Lashley, and then Bobby Lashley left, and I think he got very upset by that.
I just think he's whatever. Well, he's back now. Bobby Lashley's back now, so
better than ever.
Better than ever. Yeah. Match number 4, we get Cesaro versus Chad Gable. This was another fun match. I thought these guys have good chemistry. Gable wins with a sunset flip cover, which was not the best way to end it, but he wins. Cesaro's pissed off. This wasn't the best match either, but this is a very good TV match. I thought this is a very fun TV match. What you think?
Yeah, it was good. It was fun. I liked it.
This is probably not over.
I really need them to change this fucking kid's name though.
Yeah, well, I refuse to call him Shorty G. Chad Gable, I'm assuming this is not over, right? Yeah. He beat Cesaro. Cesaro's going to be pissed. Maybe next week Nakamura goes up against him or whatever. but you're gonna need somebody in his corner because it's 2 against 1. I don't know who it's gonna be. Then we get a Mandy Rose Otis, I guess like honeymoon or dating.
I heard they ripped this off. This was a complete rip-off of a scene in Fast Times at Ridgemont High, which you never saw all the way through.
Yeah, this is a rip-off of it. In Fast Times at Ridgemont High, the guy, Judd Reinhold, he's fantasizing about the girl. But in this one, it's Mandy Rose. So they're by poolside, and Otis says he's going to the pool. Mandy says she's going to take a nap, and she starts fantasizing about Otis coming out of the pool. This is the scene that they rip off from Fast Times. It's like a famous scene. But here's the thing that gets really weird. They cut back from Mandy to watching Mandy make out with Otis. So she's fantasizing that she's watching herself make out with Otis. It's really weird, but I thought it was funny. Otis does a cannonball. He splashes her with water. I mean, she could have just gotten to the pool. It's not like the whole point of the Fast Times thing is he doesn't have the girl, so he's fantasizing about being with her. She already has the guy. I don't know why she has to fantasize about him.
Well, I the reason I like this is that I'm glad we got confident because I was kind of had this theory that Mandy's just his friend and they're not actually like dating.
Yeah.
And now I'm kind of glad we confirmed that she actually really like wants to fuck Otis.
Yeah, she's turned on by him. Yeah.
I kind of thought like they were gonna string it along where you find out like they've just been friends this whole time and she's been stringing him along and then she turns on him. But now that I know like she actually cares for him, I'm like, all right, that's good. The one thing
this
too,
is WWE. They might just change it next week.
I know she'll hit him in the balls and stuff. Yeah, because when the dream sequence I thought they were gonna do a thing where she's dreaming about Dolph Ziggler, and she freaks out when she wakes up. That and like she's like, oh my god, I'm secretly in love with Dolph or something.
That might have been a little bit more interesting, but I like this. This is
I liked it,
but it's fun. Yeah.
Here's the thing about Otis, and I'll say this about I've never said this about anybody else. He should never lose weight. He has a great look just like that.
You notice how in this scene his real voice started coming out in some scenes because he had to be more serious.
Yeah, and he like had more charisma as his real self. Actually.
Yeah, I was like, his voice, the voice that you normally hear him at, that's not his real voice. It's a fake voice that he's using.
You know what I think would be interesting, and I wanted them to do this with Eugene, and they didn't do it. I had this angle right where like suddenly. Like this is the angle where Eugene gets beat up in the back, right? And nobody knows who did it. And all of a sudden, other wrestlers start getting beat up. And like you find out that like a couple of mid-carders are working for like this secret wrestler. Nobody knows who it is. And everyone's just getting their asses kicked. And like there's like this almost like a new Nexus right before Nexus. Because I had this idea in 2005, 2006. And then we find out that Eugene, even though he was the first one to get attacked, was behind it the whole time. He's not retarded. He's actually like a super genius, and he becomes like a Rick, like he gets a haircut and everything, and he becomes like this evil genius. It was all.
I would have been down for that. I think what they did with the Eugene character was awful. I would have been down for that.
Yeah, and then like because no one would suspect that Eugene's behind the whole thing, and I think they should do that with Otis. Like, there's someone like. Or maybe Otis could be the one who, but there's someone doing something, and they're like, this person must be like a genius. He's outwitting the entire roster, and then you find out Otis doesn't sound like that, and Otis does his real voice, and he turns on Mandy.
I'm hoping Tucker starts attacking Otis out of jealousy or something like that.
Tucker's dead.
He's a good talent.
Yeah. Okay. I think Otis has a lot of upside, and when he showed his real personality, I think like. There's a way to go with him. He doesn't have to keep going, oh, yeah. Like
this was a segment. Yeah, I liked it. It's fun. Then we have Kurt Angle. He comes out to put over the greatest wrestling match ever, Randy Orton versus Edge. And then he says he's bringing in a talent that he has eyes on. Matt Riddle is coming to SmackDown. They gave a really nice Matt Riddle video package. You excited about Matt Riddle coming to SmackDown?
Yeah, I really liked how they had Kurt Angle do this. And this is why I'm excited because when I was listening to Something to Wrestle With, they would ask Bruce Pritchard before he went to WWE when the show was like, oh, who do you see as a can't-miss superstar? And for 2 years, Bruce Pritchard said Matt Riddle. I would make the champion Matt Riddle. And now Bruce Pritchard is the head of SmackDown. So I think he's going to
Wait,
take
he
real.
is? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he is. He is. He
Mhm.
is. Right.
I think he's going to take real good care of Matt Riddle. He believes in Matt Riddle. He gets it, and I think the only thing that could be in Matt Riddle's way is Junior. But I think he'll be sold on Matt Riddle. Here's who I think I heard who else is getting called up the next 2 weeks after In Your House, which we'll cover next week. Velveteen Dream is going to Raw after In Your House.
Yeah, they need to.
I don't think Vince is going to get him at all.
They need to call up a whole bunch of guys from NXT because then that's how you move up talent, especially since they got rid of everybody.
I don't think Velveteen Dream Vince is going to get Velveteen Dream at all. I also think this child sex thing is going to be held against him.
Wait,
and
I don't know if you should bring up Velveteen Dream because of that.
Well, they are. They're bringing him up. That's what I heard a rumor. So he's going to lose it In Your House and then go. But I don't think Vince is going to get him at all, especially because there's no crowd reactions right now.
I'll believe it when I see it, but I don't think they should bring him in.
Dude, I've always said this, and I'll say this: Velveteen Dream is going to be the next No Way Jose. He's going to go nowhere because I don't think Vince is going. Vince probably doesn't even know anything about Prince or anything. But I think Matt Riddle with Bruce Pritchard. If Bruce Pritchard wasn't there, I'd be like, I don't know. But I think the fact that Bruce Pritchard has remained consistent, that he thinks Matt Riddle is the future, and the fact that they had Kurt Angle kind of be like, hey, remember, I was a top guy with Edge and everybody, he's the next top guy. I think he's got to. I think I'm excited for him on SmackDown.
Yeah. After that, we have Sheamus cutting a promo about how he gets results. He was like, shit on Matt Riddle. Look at this. Now they're focused. They have Jeff Hardy focus on him. They focused on Matt Riddle. But what about me? I get results. Daniel Bryan comes in. They have a little face-off, and then we leads to match number 5, Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan. Good match. It's fun. Sheamus is getting ready to hit the bro kick. All of a sudden, Jeff Hardy comes out. Sheamus gets distracted. He gets hit with a flying knee. Daniel Bryan wins. As soon as he wins, Jeff Hardy comes in and starts attacking Sheamus, which kind of leads to your speculation that maybe he thinks Sheamus set him up. I like this. I thought it was a good way to end it. It's continuing the storyline from the very beginning of the show all the way down here, and the match was fine. And now we're in 2 weeks, I believe, or next week. 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, we're going to get Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles for the Intercontinental title. What did you think about this match and final segment?
I liked it because Sheamus lost, but before that, I was over it. Even Sheamus's taunts about WrestleMania 28. Mm-hmm. I'm so sick of shit. I really hope. You know what I hope they do? I hope they have Matt Riddle come in and beat Sheamus to death, and then he just goes back to the bar. Yeah.
These two have good chemistry.
Who?
Daniel Bryan and Sheamus.
Oh yeah, they were really pissed that their match was so short at Mania because they had plotted out an amazing match, is what Daniel Bryan and Sheamus have both said. They like working together.
Yeah.
But I don't like Sheamus. I don't care if Daniel Bryan likes him. I don't give a shit.
I know you mentioned the bar, and I failed to mention that during the Battle Royal.
Yeah, they had a moment, and that's the moment I like Sheamus. I like Sheamus in the bar.
Yeah, Sheamus and Cesaro worked together in a Battle Royal. They gave each other a fist bump, and then they started getting attacked, so they couldn't help each other. But that was a fun little tease. The most I've ever enjoyed Sheamus was in that tag team. They need to bring that tag team back.
Yeah. You know? They were really good, and that's the time where Sheamus looked like a big deal, and so did Cesaro. And if you put them with Nakamura, that would be really awesome. I don't understand.
Like a believable big deal. When they made him the world champion.
Yeah, he sucked. This version of him is garbage.
You didn't believe it, yeah. You didn't get behind it. You knew it was manufactured. Yeah.
He's dog shit to me. I don't care if he's dog shit.
Well, he's not dog shit, but he could be utilized better.
He's not dog. He could be utilized better. But you know what? It's like, I don't know. It's like if they start having Rick Martel beat up Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan, I don't buy it. I'm like, all right.
By the way, next week on SmackDown, they're gonna have a Miz and Morrison warning to Braun, which is fucking stupid because they're having a handicap match at the next pay-per-view. And now, so you're going to have Alexa Cross and Nikki Bliss versus Sasha Banks and Bayley.
Alexa Cross and Nikki Bliss?
Alexa Cross and Nikki Bliss.
Are they getting married, these two?
Yeah. I know you said you did not like the SmackDown, but I liked it. There wasn't a bad segment at all.
I had a bad taste in my mouth with that Jeff Hardy thing. I don't like it. I don't like Vince still downplaying Corona, just like Tony Khan. And I don't like it. It took me out. That opening segment took me right out, and I was just done with the show.
They did all the matches I thought were really good. They
I like
advanced the
Sasha. I like the
storyline.
Sasha Alexa Bliss match a lot.
Yeah, the Lacey Evans, Sonya Deville, that match
was
got
alright.
pushed forward. The Battle Royal backstage talking segment and the Battle Royal, I liked it. The last match was good too. Overall, good stuff. You get to see Chad Gable as well. I think this is a very fun SmackDown to watch. It did a lot of things. You want to do 205 or UK?
Let's do 205. We got to continue the night.
205, yeah. 205 basically live or whatever it is. They actually had the audience, the NXT audience, stick around. So this is the first time we've seen an audience for 205 since this whole pandemic.
Yeah.
And it is Byron Saxton and Corey Graves. First match is Tyler Breeze versus Tony Nese. Very long competitive match. Tony Nese wins with the running Nese, which means that now Tyler Breeze has lost twice in a row. He lost last week to Swerve Scott. This week he loses to Tony Nese. Tyler Breeze is now jobbing on 205.
Yeah, I thought this match sucked.
It was all right. It was long.
Longer than it should have been. It just feels like this show is just so Tyler Breeze can get a paycheck at this point. Like, there's no storyline.
Yes, there's no storyline. He's just getting a paycheck.
Look, now that you have these poor people standing there like idiots, I heard on Monday they filmed this on Monday. This past Monday they filmed this. They filmed 205 main event and Raw, and those people were standing for like 7 hours.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
That's what I read. I don't need people to stand for like I wanted to take 40 minutes to film this episode. I don't need people to stand for this show if it's only going to be 26 minutes and 2 matches that nobody gives a shit about. Just go back to the best ofs. Just go back, unless like nobody was watching them but me and you. But I liked it when they had the wrestlers.
At this point, they're filming just for us. At this point,
no one even so like on Twitter, all the wrestling fans. I didn't know they did this. I don't do it, but like after SmackDown on Fridays at 10 o'clock. They'll all pick a pay-per-view to watch and live tweet about it. No one even watches 205 Live but me and you. So just go back to the best of matches because this is like, what's the point?
This is what I mean. They do it. They film this just for us.
Yeah, point. But it was just like, who gives a shit? And then the next match, I didn't like it all, and I'll tell you why.
Match number 2, we get Danny Burch, who's currently in a possible angle with Imperium for the NXT tag titles, against his Tahuti Miles, who has been jobbing on the shows. And Burch brings it. I mean, this is one moment where he's laying on the mat and Tahuti's like trying to be smug, and he just slaps him in the face. Burch slaps him, and then Burch just like he's just really bringing the aggression. But guess what? Tahuti Miles rolls him up, holding the tights. Tahuti Miles gets his first win in WWE against Danny Burch, who's going to be possibly going up against Imperium for the NXT Tag Team titles. Why could this not have been Tyler Breeze?
Well, here's the thing with this fucking match. Why the fuck are you having Tahuti Miles beat Danny Burch on 205 Live when you just spent the whole – this is what they did with Shotzi Blackheart on Wednesday. When you just had a fucking vignette trying to get over that Danny Burch is now like a serious fucking wrestler.
Exactly.
With only baloney. Why the fuck? I just don't understand why Tahuti Bahuti Miles, what the fuck you call this guy, is being Danny Burch at 205 Live. And you can say it doesn't matter. Okay, if it doesn't matter, then why the fuck are you doing it? Just like have Danny Burch show me his favorite ECW match. I don't know.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are you doing this?
I get it to the point where if you want to say, I want this Tahuti Miles to start winning, well, you already have Tyler Breeze scheduled to lose. And you've already given up on Tyler Breeze. He's not involved in any storylines right now. Just have Tyler Breeze lose to him. Why Danny Burch? Danny Burch is in a storyline.
Why not have Danny Burch beat Tony Nese and Tahuti Miles beat who we said?
Yeah. And Tony Nese be upset that Burch beat him, and then when they have their match with Imperium, him and
isn't Tony Nese in a feud over on NXT with because he was like called a loser? Wasn't he like
by Swerve Scott? Yes. Yeah. but then he never followed up on it. That's
They didn't
just
follow up. They didn't
typical.
follow up on anything tonight. It's like 205 Live exists in this alternate universe.
It's only for us. Like I heard Junior said that he only does it for
We're the
us.
only people that talk about this show.
He wants to punish us for
Yeah.
shitting on him, so he makes us watch this. I like 205 because I just like wrestling, but even
I just get the sense that it doesn't even matter, and so I get annoyed by it.
these are matches that are like not in. I don't even know if they're in continuity or anything, but I like wrestling. If you just like wrestling, it's worth watching. But I will admit,
26 minutes.
These matches were way too long. Even, so
Yeah.
you need to be cut. These matches should have been 6-minute matches. But anyway, it's fine. Then we get to NXT UK from Thursday. This was a hidden gems episode, meaning this is the never before seen matches.
No, these matches were seen.
No, these were not. These were never before seen matches. I had never seen these matches. You watch NXT UK, they don't have that long of a library, but you go through all of them. These matches.
You didn't see that Finn Balor match from March?
This is from March. I don't think this is a match that happened. This is a never before seen matches.
Finn Balor match.
Finn Balor versus Kenny Williams.
Yeah.
I think if you want to pause it and just go through it real quick on NXT UK, we could just probably do that real quick and just double check real quick.
1 second. Yeah, so you're right. These matches, I thought they were seen. Okay, they're never before seen.
No, these were hidden gems, mean never before seen matches, and there's no storylines in these as far as like connecting all of them. They're just matches, random matches that they've never. I don't know why they filmed these and never showed them. I don't know why. That just makes no sense. But
yeah,
especially
the main event. I thought for certain the main event was on.
Let me ask you a question. Why do they do this? Why do you think they do this? Where they will record, they would have some matches but never air them.
I think these were like dark matches to like send the crowd home happy.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know why you wouldn't air though the main event, which was Street Profits and Matt Riddle versus I don't know Joseph Connors and Grizzled Young Vets. Why would you not show that on the regular show? But it is what it is.
Yeah.
So I wasn't too into the show because I thought these were because when it said March, I'm like they're showing matches from March. It went over my head that these were hidden gems. The Finn Balor match was okay.
Finn Balor versus Kenny Williams from March 7th, 2020, just a couple of months ago. In this match, there's a great moment where for the beginning of this match, Finn Balor has all the offensive. He gets to the point where Finn Balor looks to the audience and he goes, I killed Johnny, I killed Matt Riddle, and now I'm going to kill Walter. It got a good reaction from the crowd. All of a sudden, the crowd starts chanting at Finn, Walter's going to kill you. And, they just keep chanting, Walter's going to kill you. And this gets Finn a little distracted as he's looking around. And right after that is where Kenny Williams starts getting the offense in on a distracted Finn Balor and starts getting most of the offense of the match. But then what ends up happening is at the end, Finn hits the coup de grace. And then when he's about to hit this 1916, he looks right into the camera and he goes, hope you're watching, Walter, and hits 1916 and wins. I thought this was a great match because it told a great storyline. Kenny Williams, not on the same level as Finn Balor. Finn Balor obviously needs to be taking most of the offense. He gets distracted, which allows Kenny to get some offense and building up the possibility, man, this guy could win the match. But ultimately at the end, Finn Balor does his thing while still calling out Walter, which was the feud they were building up to. I thought this was a great match to watch. Go back and watch it if you have not seen it. Match number 2. Did you watch this match number 2 match?
I watched the whole show.
Oh, you did? Okay. By the way,
yeah, I wasn't too into it because I thought these were just recent matches. So
okay.
I liked the first match. The match I really liked was the main event. The other two matches were kind of meh. But the second match was Rhea Ripley versus Nia Samuels.
Rhea Ripley versus Nina Samuels from October 5, 2019. This is Rhea's last NXT UK match because Rhea was originally an NXT UK performer. She I thought she was gonna lose because this is her last NXT UK match. She ends up hitting the Riptide and winning. So I thought that was like, oh, interesting. She came out of it to win. Not really, and it's like a basic match. Fun. Match number 3 was Travis Banks versus Killian Dane. This was actually Killian Dane originally started in the UK scene, but now he's in America. He's, wrestling on NXT. I haven't seen him in a while. This was actually Killian Dane's NXT UK debut. You know that? This is weird. This is actually
Mhm.
his debut. There's like 130-pound difference between these wrestlers. Travis Banks is probably the most vanilla wrestler that WB has right now. Killian Dane hits the Belfast Blitz and then a Vader Bomb for the win. Anything about these two matches? They're just basic.
Um,
Don't you think
yeah,
Killian Dane should be on NXT UK?
do I think he shouldn't be or he should?
Yeah, I mean, what do you? I think he shouldn't. Obviously he's married and he wants to be in America, but he needs to be on NXT UK. This is where he was the most popular as a wrestler.
Oh yeah, well he should be, but nobody could be in NXT UK because of the cut. I mean, listen, NXT UK. If we better get used to NXT UK being best ofs because in the UK they're like nothing till January. Sorry, which is the correct mentality to have.
Yes, that's the correct mentality to have.
They're not
How many
just.
weeks is that? How many weeks is that?
I think like 39.
About like 30 weeks, right? We're
30
gonna get
weeks
30.
of this.
We got
So,
30
but
best.
you know what? I want a best of Dynamite Kid episode. Why not?
You know what they should do? They work with like Progress?
Progress can't have shows either. If it's in England, it can't
No,
do a show.
but what they could do is
Oh,
like,
the best of Progress. Yeah.
or Best of Progress would be like, hey, a lot of your talent now works for us.
Yeah.
Give us their best matches. Like, give us the best Killian Dane match.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that'd be good.
And then, or give us the best Travis Banks match or whatever, and we'll show those. That's what they should do. And throw them a little bit of money. You know, they could use it too. But Junior's cheap as fuck, so he's probably not gonna do that.
Fuck him! All right,
Yeah.
so then we get to the Grizzled Young Vets and Joseph Connors versus
Final
Street
match of the
Profits
night.
and Matt Riddle, which I loved. I like this match a lot.
Yeah, this is from July 19, 2019. As soon as I saw Joseph Connors, I knew who was taking the pinfall. It's always going to be Joseph Connors. He is the jobber on NXT UK. Street Profits, when they came out, that's ho-hum reaction. But then when you hear Matt Riddle's entrance music comes out, oh, he got a huge reaction. That guy's a star. And he hits the Bo Derek on Joseph Connors for the win. This was a very fun match to watch. There's no real storyline except for just like the faces versus the heels. This was fun. The audience was super into this. The crowd was super into this. Fun match to watch. You liked it, right?
Oh yeah, it was my favorite thing on this show by far.
Yeah.
I think these other matches were just matches to kind of test out the camera angles. Like for example, I went to the SmackDown After Mania. They had Luke Harper versus EC3, and EC3's manager was Drake Maverick, and it was just they were just testing it out. It never aired. So I think like a lot of the stuff we saw was just them like, all right, you're here, have this match so we could test out camera angles and shit, which is basically what that EC3 Luke Harper match was. Like you know, they're just getting ready for the night.
Yeah.
This was the only one that felt like a real match and not like we're just gonna test out shit. And you know.
Yeah. This what do you call it? What do you call it? You mean from this NXT UK episode?
Yes. The other three matches kind of just felt like they were test matches. I don't know.
I can see your point, but there's still fun matches to watch. One thing I will say is when I watched this last match, I would like to see more crossover matches. You know, because it's NXT UK versus NXT, this match, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you like? I would love to see I don't know, like a Tyler Bates show up on fucking SmackDown. Like obviously not right now because we can't, but in the future, they own all this talent. Just fucking have them show up on SmackDown every once in a while, or you know, you have so much.
I just feel like SmackDown TV time is so valuable that they're like, why are we gonna have Tyler Breeze walk out if we're not gonna like really invest in him? You know?
Yeah, I know, but or at least do it for like your 205 shows or your NXTs or NXT days. But
well, that's because you're
anyway.
Anyway, all right. So so just real quick, I want to point something out. Somebody wrote Black Lives Matter on Jericho's Instagram, and Jericho responded with All Lives Matter. Let me just tell you something.
Wait, when was this?
Recent, like today or yesterday.
Well, did Jericho say something racist? Why did somebody put that on Jericho's Twitter?
I don't know, but look. See?
Hold on. Oh, it's a little bit. Hold on. Don't move. Black Lives Matter. And Real Lives Matter or All Lives Matter?
All Lives Matter. Real Lives Matter. Even more. Okay. Here's my thing with AEW. I am so sick and tired, and I like Jericho. I like Jericho, and I like Cody. When I met them, they're both nice guys, and Goldust. But I'm so sick of the fucking narrative that these are good people running that company, or they're like more fair than the others. They have proven, especially Jericho. He had people on his podcast that said coronavirus was fake 2 weeks before the shutdown. He's had Eric Trump on his podcast. Cody Rhodes constantly sit. We talked about this on the podcast Wednesday. These guys are not good guys. They downplay Corona. They downplay the Black Lives Matter movement. While you have Randy Orton tweeting Black Lives Matter, I've realized that I shouldn't say All Lives Matter. Like yesterday, Randy Orton really stood up for this movement. Saying that Roman Reigns is standing up for this movement. And these guys are just blowing it off. These are not good dudes.
When you put All Lives Matter as a response to Black Lives Matters,
you're saying that Black Lives don't matter.
It's such bad taste because
it's such bad taste now.
Yeah, when people are putting up Black Lives Matter, they're not saying that all lives don't matter. That's not what their point is. They're trying to. What their point is that hey, if you don't think Black people will get killed more than any other ethnic group, you're an idiot. You're delusional. And what they're trying to say is that hey, we're just as important as anybody else, and you undercutting them, being like, well, no, all lives matter. It's you're an asshole. You have no empathy, and you don't know what it's like to be suffering and losing people. I think losing someone close to you. I think when somebody writes that, how about you just fucking let them write that? Why do you need to try to correct them?
That's even like somebody said something to Cody a few weeks ago about because I wish you guys stopped bringing about Corona and COVID. This is just about being positive and having a great time. Like that's such a deflection. Like we need to remain positive with enough negativity. The negativity is coming from you insisting on having shows during a fucking pandemic. That's what the negativity is coming from, because you're doing something negative. You're putting out negative energy in the world,
or having a large pull apart.
Yeah.
On national TV.
And Jericho tweeting All Lives Matter. All they do, I'm so sick of this fucking, and maybe it is. Maybe if I work for AEW, be like, wow, they're actually really nice. But there's this coded negativity that they constantly put out. But, we're supposed to have this fucking, because Dave Meltzer in the world just tells how wonderful they are. We're supposed to have this fucking thing that AEW is some utopia. It's not. I'm sorry, it's not this fucking utopia. It's not, and it's.
I still want to succeed as a wrestling company, because.
But I just wish people would stop. Look, I do too. I loved the Stadium Stampede, but.
I think they should. I still want to succeed as a wrestling company because I just want Junior to be not in the power that he is. But I am not. I'm now not delusional in the fact that they're just a company for profit. They're not here for you.
No, they're not.
Don't believe that. Don't believe that we're a company for the people. They're not. They're a company. They're just like anybody else. They just want money.
For the Gootz. That's what they're for.
Yeah, they're for the Gootz. Yeah.
All right,
guys. Have more Gootz.
So Raw review on Monday night, right?
Yeah, we'll try. All right.
All right, guys.
Awesome.
See you later.
Enjoy your weekend.
Burn in hell. Are you wearing a Baron Corbin shirt?
Yes, I am.
Oh, you're just the worst. Goodbye.